Good afternoon, class. Today we are going to be talking about the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. So what is slope-intercept form? Well, slope-intercept form is the equation of a line in the format of y equals mx plus b. That is y equals m multiplied by x plus b. So what does that actually mean? Well, first we have y, which is the y value. We have m, which is the slope. We have x, which is the x value. The y and x values, by the way, go with any point on that line. You can use any of them, and this will work. Finally, b is the y-intercept. So what does that actually mean? Well, the y value is how up or down on the y-axis, the vertical axis, your point is. M, the slope, is the steepness of your line. If you think of your line as a hill, then slope is the measure of how steep it is. X is the x value, how far over on the horizontal x-axis your point is. And b is the y-intercept, which is where your line touches the y-axis. Hence the y-intercept, where the line intercepts the y-axis. So how do we find the slope, which is your m value in your equation? Well, you have slope is delta y over delta x, the change in y over the change in x. What that means is, if you think of it as a hill, is if you go down the hill, for every, let's say a foot, for every foot you go down the hill, how far have you gone, distance-wise? The higher your slope, the steeper your line is going to be. As your slope decreases, your line is going to be less steep. And as it decreases even more, it becomes less steep, less steep, less steep, etc. So if you have a horizontal line, one that just goes left to right, you're not going to have any slope. Your slope is going to be 0. Whereas if it goes straight up and down, well, then your slope is undefined because you can't really measure that because it's just straight vertical. So, if we want to go back to thinking of this as a hill, if you have a low slope, it's easy to ski on, for example. Higher slope is steeper, harder for a skier to ski on because you're going to go down faster because it's steeper. For so far going, left and right, you go much farther up and down. Another way of looking at it is rise over run. Rise, the y value, how high up you are, divided by the run, the distance, left and right on the x-axis. The mathematical way of looking at it is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. As you take any 2 points on the line, you get the x values and the y values, and you plug them in here. For example, with the points 1, 2, and 3, 4, then your y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 becomes 4 minus 2 over 3 minus 1. Since you take the y2, which is 4, the y1, which is 2, the x2, which is 3, the x1, which is 1, you plug them in, you end up with 2 over 2, and your slope is 1, perfect ratio. So here is what that might look like. Here is a line of slope 1. So you can see it starts at the origin, 0, 0. There's the 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, etc. For every one space it moves up, it moves one space over as well. So, how do we find the y-intercept in our equation y equals mx plus b? So we're looking for the b value. Well, if here, we can see that it touches the y-axis at 0, 0, so I know that the y-intercept is 0. But what if we couldn't see our graph? What if we couldn't see the origin, and we couldn't see the y-axis? Then how would we figure this out? Well, let's take this line, and we'll say that this point here is 99/100. That is 99 spaces left or right on the x-axis, 100 spaces up on the y-axis. Now we'll see that this point here is 101, 102. That is 101 spaces to the right, 102 spaces up. We take our 2 points, 99, 100, 100, 102. We would plug them into our slope equation, find out the slope is 1. Again, it's a perfect ratio here. We take any point on our line. For example, we'll take 99, 100. We could use the 101, 102, or any other point on the line. It should all still work the same way if you're doing the equation correctly. So then you take your y equals mx plus b. You plug in your slope for m. So you have y equals 1x plus b now. Then you substitute your x value, which is 99. So now we have y equals 1 times 99 plus b. Plug in your y value. 100 equals 1 times 99 plus b. Now we know that 1 times 99 is 99. So we know that 100 equals 99 plus b. Do some simple algebra. And b equals 1. Therefore, our y-intercept is 1. So we know that it touches the y-axis at 0, 1, which is 0 spaces over, 1 space up. And so our final equation for this line ends up being y equals x plus 1. Now, next class, we will look at some more y-intercepts. What happens if it's not 1? What happens when you can't see the line? And even what will happen if your slope is not a nice whole integer, like 1. What will have slopes of 1/2, 1/3, 4/5, and how to find the y-intercept and the equation in cases like that.